What is your promise? Why are you in business? How do you expect to grow?
This is The Hook, a show focused on branding, marketing, and business development.
You brand to inspire, not to sell.
Jason Arsmont, the marketing maverick, gives expertise to business owners, serial entrepreneurs, and anyone interested in building a stronger company brand.
Creating a brand is like telling a story. You've got one shot to say it all.
When your marketing works, you've got them on the hook.
We are The Hook. Yes, you heard our announcer guy say that. I know. But this is actually the show.
It's the real guys.
Yeah, that's Jason Arsmont. He's the marketing maverick, host of The Hook. Doing it right. Feel good about that?
Feel good. That was good.
Yes.
Kind of goes along with this time of year, man. I'm feeling good about this time of year. I love it.
I'm feeling good about it getting cooler pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty soon.
That would be nice.
It's a little bit cooler, but this is also like when football starts, kids are back in school, we get the routine going. I mean, there's just a lot of good things about this time of year for me. I really like this.
I will agree about that. Yeah, the routine going does help. It's all the kids, soccer and basketball and scouts and all that other stuff. You're like,
it'd be a little draining, but hey,
a little crazy. Cool. We're not here to talk about our kids, though. Are you? I mean, I'm
No,
not.
not today. I'm good today.
We're talking about marketing and branding and your business. What do you do? Do you need help with stuff? You have some questions about some of the strategies that you're trying out right now. Are they working or are they not? Do you have questions for us? TheHookRadio.com is our website. Again, that's Jason Arsmont. I already told you that. But this segment being brought to you by Brightbox Brand Marketing, and that's where we both work. That's what started this whole thing up.
Yeah, that's Brightbox is our full-service brand marketing firm. We do everything from marketing strategy to implementation and tracking, complete ROI-focused marketing efforts from branding all the way through execution. And we are a marketing firm. I grew up doing marketing. Grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, so marketing and branding was always kind of conversation talk around the dinner table. And I guess after doing this for the past 15 years, I just kind of felt like, hey, let's do a radio show where we could kind of give back and we could educate the audience, educate our listeners, help out where needed, bring in some cool guests every week that can tell their story about their business, whether it be success stories or turmoil that may have happened. And that's what we did with the show, and that's what we're trying to do. But it is crucial that you guys engage with us. This is supposed to be interactive. I get a lot of you guys that email, but I know there's a lot more that are listening. I want you guys to go to thehookradio.com. Shoot me an email if you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about. If there's special guests that you'd like us to bring in, let us know. We're here for you.
We always love answering the emails, especially if you have questions about your business or maybe some success stories. I love to hear those. So if you want to send one of those over, that'd be fine. And man, talking about a busy time of the year, we started the show almost a year ago. Can you believe that?
It's crazy.
In the busiest of busy. It was in October of last year. We've been doing this a long time.
We're veterans now. Maybe not even close, but yeah, we've got a lot of shows on our belt. I'm just ecstatic. It seems like every week we've got new folks that are reaching out saying that they found the show. And so if this is your first time joining us, I just want to thank you for tuning in and sharing an hour of your day with us. We hope that we're able to bring you some value to help grow your marketing department, grow your business, help shed some additional vision on your vision there and see what we can do. We just want to be a resource for you guys every week. You can go to our podcast, which is on thehookradio.com, and check it out.
Do we have a guest today?
Anybody
coming in?
Yeah, we've got a great guest. We've got the family that's running John Moore Services, kind of an iconic residential home service company here in Houston.
Do you know the jingle?
Yes, I know the jingle. I'm not going to sing it, but maybe we'll get them to sing it. We'll see if they'll sing it
Call
for
John,
us.
Get more. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Has
I mean,
worked.
It has a little bit more of a ditty to it than.
Yes, it does. But again, you said we weren't singing, and that's probably the best thing that we could do.
That's the best remedy. Yeah. So they're here in studio. The Valentines are here. So I'm excited to hear about this brand. I know they acquired the company some time ago, and they've been running it and growing it. And really, the numbers are staggering when you look at the number of vehicles and units and technicians that they've got out in the field. From an operational standpoint, it's impressive, as well as all of the marketing and the radio. I mean, we hear and see their name all over town. And so I thought it'd be a great case study to have them come in. We'll also maybe get a little insight on running a large family business with family, right?
Yeah.
It can be tough at times, I'm sure.
I'm absolutely positive.
I've worked in several of those, and I can tell you there's always some troubling times. So it'll be interesting.
Okay, cool.
What else do we have? We got a lot of interesting stuff. I just want a quick reminder: the Texas Freedom Run book is out on Amazon. Now, those of you who are listening don't know the Texas Freedom Run is or was a run that I did. I literally ran across the entire state of Texas, over 30 marathons in 30 days, all in an effort to help raise awareness and money to fight against child sex trafficking. A cause that I hold near and dear to my heart. Got involved with a group called Love 146 and really just wanted to help those folks out in generating funds to help put counselors in schools to identify problems and help pull kids out of bad environments. This organization also has some safe houses overseas in Malaysia and the Philippines. And so I ran across Texas. We did a photo documentary of the entire thing and put it into a book. Now that book is available on Amazon. If you Google or I guess Amazon search Texas Freedom Run, you'll be able to order that book, and 100% of the proceeds are going to Love 146. So I encourage you to go get you a copy. And let's try to make a difference in the life of a child that's out there.
And you did hobble over a little bit of it, but we didn't think that was as catchy, the Texas Freedom Hobble.
Texas Freedom Hobble. Yeah, day 5 when I rolled my ankle and swelled up like a grapefruit. Had a couple days, a couple marathons there of some hobbling.
And I'm on the phone saying, hey, I got a question about the internet, the interwebs for one of our clients. And you're like, dude.
I've got bigger problems right now, man. Yeah. I can't help you. But yeah, it's all documented in the book. Some really cool pictures. If nothing else, it's a great coffee table piece. And you get the peace of mind knowing that the money that you're spending on this book is going to help an amazing, amazing organization. So please, 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 please go get you a copy of that book, The Texas Freedom Run.
What is this video series?
Yeah, I don't think I've even talked to you about it, have I?
No. I see it in our notes for today.
Yeah, well, so we've been doing this show, and a lot of you know that you can go to our website and you can download or you don't even have to download it. It's just a podcast. It's just the audio version of this show on our website. And I'm getting requests, and I'm kind of getting a feeling like maybe we should turn the show into have a video podcast as well.
Okay.
And we could upload the 3-5-minute clips per topic up to the interwebs onto our website and do a video podcast. And so I'm curious, if you're listening and you're a regular listener to the show, shoot us an email. Let us know. Would you like to see this show? Would you like to watch this show? We could either do FaceTime Live, Facebook Live, maybe right here in the studio. We could just do it live and record it and have that available, and then maybe also do a recording. Sometimes it's neat to watch these interviews, some of the guests that come in, and get to kind of see the they always seem a little bit more animated. Maybe putting a camera on them would make them even more nervous. I don't know.
It's funny, when I started in radio, nobody on radio was ever seen unless you were on a billboard. And if you were on a billboard, then you were really good and you were in a really big market. But I started in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and that never happened. I think I got in the newspaper one time whenever I was giving blood.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's probably not the best glamour shot you want to see of yourself whenever you're thinking, ooh, I'm going to be in the newspaper, and they actually see what a DJ looks like. But now you can see DJs all the time with the various parts of social media and with websites and everything. So this is a different way to do it. And I think it's really good because some people do want to see what's behind it.
Yeah, well, and I guess my thought is that, I like most consumers, I'm using YouTube more and more, and I'm watching a lot more vlogs, which are video blogs, for those of you who don't know what a vlog is. And so I'm on YouTube a lot more often, and I'm finding myself not listening to podcasts as much as I can watch one if there's something else to watch. So we might do a couple maybe in the upcoming month or so, and let's see what the difference is.
Okay.
So be ready, Josh. I'll let you know when you have to have a clean shirt.
That means I have to dress.
Yeah, on a Saturday you're gonna have to actually look good. Come up here in studio.
Most of the time I come in and I'm wearing a nice T-shirt and underwear because that's the way I woke up that morning. And I just haven't gotten dressed yet.
Very presentable.
Remember that one time I did have the footy pajamas on though?
It was very cute.
Yes. It was around Christmas.
It was a full piece, though. It was top and bottom connected.
Totally. It's the only way to go with footy pajamas. Don't shortcut it.
Oh, man. Yeah, so a lot of great stuff. So we'll see if that sticks. Maybe we'll bring Dexter in here over the next couple weeks and have him shoot some video, and we'll see what happens, man.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I want to also point out a cool brand that I came across, a company called hollowpointdesign.us. I guess it's Hollow Point Designs is the name of the company. But they've taken a pretty cool deal. They've turned basically just a used .308 casing from a rifle cartridge and this bullet casing, and they have turned it into a pin.
Okay.
Now, I mean, it sounds kind of silly, but if you're here in Houston, in Texas, and most markets like us, it's a real attention getter because they can do them in just the raw casing with some gold accents. They powder coat them. They do all types of things. But I've been really surprised at how much of a conversation piece this pen's been.
A lot of people have asked you to keep your pen.
Yeah. And I give a lot of them away.
Really?
Yeah, they're good. It's a good way to do that. We've got clients that are into it. I mean, it's a $40 pen, so it's not like I'm, bribing them or whatever for some of our larger clients. But, it's a cool little way to get some conversation going, give the leave behind. It's something kind of unique and different. So I encourage you guys to check them out. Whenever I come across cool brands that kind of stand out, this isn't a plug. They didn't pay us for this, but their products are really cool. It's a great way to get a pen that's fairly inexpensive for $40. It's obviously handmade, but it's hand put together.
Yeah, assembled.
Hand assembled.
Mm-hmm.
And but because it's made out of actual cartridges, casings, I mean, it's got a great weight to it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like a cheap pen. And so check them out. Hollow Point Designs with an S, hollowpointdesigns.us.
All right, cool. We got to take a break.
All right.
And coming up next, we have your business tip right here on The Hook.
Darling, you know it's true. The rumor you heard about me.
Thanks for listening to The Hook, always online, thehookradio.com. We got our past episodes there, as well as any interview that you may want to look up from the archives. I guess it's the same thing as past episodes, but that's okay. You can also find all our brands there, and you can find a form that you could fill out if you have any questions or want to tell us hi or just about anything. If you want to maybe give us some suggestions on how to make the show a little bit more entertaining. I mean, we'll take that, right?
I guess. I feel like we're setting ourselves up for that one.
That's okay. I failed many a times in my radio career. That's Jason Arsma right there, the marketing maverick. And right now, this segment being brought to you by ontoboxtraining.com.
It's our corporate training group.
Mm-hmm.
Group. Yeah, it's our corporate training group. That's where we do everything from marketing training for your marketing department, sales training. We've got a great sales training program based on a neuroscience study off of the 7 Triggers to Yes. We had that Russell Granger on the show maybe a couple months back. It's a great book. If you're in sales at all, you should check this out. It's called 7 Triggers to Yes. We also do workflow analysis, social media training. I mean, all different types of training. You can check us out at the ontoboxtraining.com.
You can also go to thehookradio.com.
You
were about to say that.
I was about to say it. It's habit.
You can go to thehookradio.com and you can find ontoboxtraining.com. From there, we'll make it easy. We put it all in one place.
That's right.
But if you want to just go directly to that brand site, you can do that too.
Check them out.
Easy.
So we got a business tip today. It's kind of geared around sales. I want to talk a little bit. This is a small segment or a portion of some of the training we do with our new program based on that neuroscience I was telling you guys about. But before I get into this, some closing tips here, there's another site that I want to plug. Again, these aren't sponsors of the show. It's just a cool resource that I found. It's called bond.co, bond.co.
Okay.
And really, what it is it allows you to send personalized handwritten notes from your phone or from your computer. So you can go on, type in the note, whether you're on your phone or on your computer. They have a machine, like a CNC machine that has a pin stuck to it that literally uses a copy of your handwriting, writes out the message, signs it, and then they put it in an envelope and mail it to whoever the recipient is. So
wow.
A great follow-up tool for a salesperson because those personalized cards have pretty much just gone away. Most people just don't do them. And I'm still a big fan of them, even though I admittedly don't get as many of them out as I'd like to. And so when I came across this site, I was like, hallelujah.
Something to help.
Something to help. Yeah, so it's really neat. I encourage you guys to check them out. It's not that expensive at all. I think it's a couple bucks per letter. And you can pick the stationery and some of those things. So it's bond.co. Check them out. And I think it even gives you a free one. So if you want to send me, your first free note, that'd be cool.
Yeah, to Jason? Yeah.
Or
okay.
whoever else, maybe send it to a client.
Yeah.
So cool sales tool. You guys are going to want to check that out. So let's talk a little bit about closing the sale. This is one of the things whenever I go and do a lot of sales consulting or go talk with groups, normally they feel like they're doing a good job of getting through the presentation, and usually their close rate isn't as high as it should be, and that's why they're having a sales quote unquote problem, right, or an issue. And so I thought I would just kind of dissect it a little bit. Obviously, if you're going through the sales process and you're trying to get to the actual close, it's a big part of your business and making sure that you can close the business. If you're getting in front of 100 people a month or 100 people a year, whatever it may be, if you're only closing half of those, you can see that with one or two small minor changes to your closing process, you can really increase revenue exponentially. Unless you're closing, 100% of all the pitches that you're doing, you've got room for improvement.
Right.
And I know that these are some things that have really helped me over the years. And one of the big things, not that we have a whole lot of time, is being prepared during your pitch for the client to sign off. So many sales folks, they bring their pitch and they bring their PowerPoint presentation and they go through everything and they basically end it with, do you have any questions? And that's a fine place to kind of have a pause, but really the power should be in bringing out the proposal ready for them to sign. And that can be bringing out the price if you're in a retailer, consumer situation, or if you're in a B2B environment, bring out the proposal. And I know a lot of people, the first thing I always hear is, well, we don't always know all the specifications. It's not just that you're expecting them to sign that proposal right then. Bring out the proposal, setting it on the table, bringing up the price, and presenting it to the consumer right at that point when you're done with the presentation tells them a couple things. Psychologically, it tells them that you've done this, a million times before. You're extremely confident in what they're going to need and what the expectations are, that you've already formatted a proposal or a price request based on their specific needs. So having that proposal, putting it on the table, letting them know that you've brought it, can just psychologically, it's a huge, huge shift in what the clients do and don't do. I've seen it literally 1,000 times. And asking for that sale, whenever you're presenting, a lot of times people get uncomfortable saying, hey, it's going to be, 500 or 5,000 or 50,000 or 500,000. For some reason, there's always kind of this hurdle or this obstacle in saying, hey, here's the number, here's the proposal, here's what we're going to do to help you. What is it going to take to get your business, right? What can I do to earn your business today? And I think that's a big, big question that you can use that kind of softens it. Simply saying, quote, so what do I need to do to earn your business? You give them a proposal, you go through it in detail. You don't have to say, hey, can you sign it? Can I have your business?
Yeah.
It's simply just saying, hey, what do I need to do to earn your business? Because you also find out a lot of times if you put them on the spot, which, I know it's somewhat aggressive sales, and I'm not a hyper-aggressive salesperson, but I do like to ask for the sell. What do I need to do to earn your business? A lot of times they'll tell you. And sometimes it's a much simpler thing than you could have thought if you'd left that meeting and then you're back at the office for several, 3, 4, 5 days. You have no idea. I haven't heard back from them. And they could have said, man, if you just do ABC, I'll sign today. Mm-hmm. And sometimes maybe that's a price break, or maybe they want to throw something else in, or hey, actually, if you could come back tomorrow and meet with the owner of the company, I bet we could lock this thing up today. And so just challenge yourself to ask that defining question. Go through the proposal, bring out or present the budget. The budget. I'm all tongue-tied today, man.
Yeah, I know. You've had a long weekend.
Yeah.
And it's only Saturday.
It's only Saturday. Well, we got football. Maybe I got other things in my mind. But yeah. So go through the proposal, ask for the budget, or present the budget, and then ask them flat out, what do I need to do to earn your business? And then sit back and listen and make sure that you're ready to move based on the parameters that they give you. One of the things that you'll hear a lot after that, if the buyer is uncomfortable with maybe being that you're a little bit more direct, is that they'll say, well, hey, leave this with me, or hey, could you send me a digital copy of this, or hey, I'm going to come back this afternoon, or I'm going to bring my wife back, or whatever the hurdle may be. There's always some type of delay because they want to think about it, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And what I always like to do is ask them flat out, is there any reason why you might not commit? If I make these adjustments, if I do what you're asking me to do, is there any reason why you wouldn't commit?
Yeah.
And what that does is there's a huge psychological effect. One of the 7 triggers actually that we talk about in this book, 7 Triggers to Yes, is reciprocity. And what that means, it's the psychological effect that presenting a gift has to somebody. So if I give Josh this pen, this hollow point design pen, Josh is going to inherently feel the need to reciprocate back to me something. And maybe that's a compliment. Maybe it's not monetary. Maybe, it could be anything. Maybe he buys me pizza the next time we go out or something. I don't know. But it's a natural order. And we found this. It's proven through these neuroscience studies that people want to reciprocate back. And so it used to be frowned upon whenever there was a hurdle and the buyer was trying to wiggle out and get a little bit more room. So what I do now is I turn that hurdle into a gift to them. Oh, you know what? I can completely understand. I don't mind accommodating. I'm more than happy to make these adjustments. Or, oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't mind. I agree 100%. You should definitely get your wife in there. You know what? I'll hold this pricing until you get back. Mm-hmm. So you present it as if you're doing a gift or you're giving them something. And then you ask them flat out, again, if I do this for you, is there any reason why you would not commit? And they'll, again, tell you right there, and you'll know whether you have a hot prospect that you need to follow up hard with or if you've got somebody you don't need to waste your time with, because they'll tell you. Because now you've given them the access or the reward or the gift of whatever time, and now you're cutting it back. So try those two things. They're huge. Asking for, is there any reason why you would not, what do I need to do to earn your business when you present the price, whether it's consumer or B2B. And then if they ask for more time, say, yes, I will grant you that time. Find a little bit more delicate way to put that, right? I will gift you back that time. I will do whatever it is you're asking as a gift to you. But in return, can I ask, is there any reason why you would not commit if I do this for you? And just listen to the response, and I guarantee you, 1, 2, 3, 4% close rate increase can do some amazing, amazing things to your close numbers and to your overall revenue.
And then whenever you do that, send us a note on thehookradio.com letting you know that you implemented what Jason just talked about. So
yeah,
it kind of validates us just a little bit.
Yeah, all commissions can be sent directly to the show.
Right? Exactly. All right, well, we have our guest here. They're waiting to get in. You ready
to do this?
The
Valentine family's coming up with John Moore Services.
Fantastic. We're coming back up next on The Hook.
She's got every quality from A all the way to Z.
Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day from watching football. Well, maybe listening to football. Check us out on The Hook. TheHookRadio.com is where you find us. That's Jason Arsmont right there with our guest in studio today. I know that you want to introduce them because this is like your glory.
My glory?
Yeah, you get the good guest. I never get good guests in.
Well, you're on challenge. Next week, you bring a good one in.
Okay, I got it.
We've got a good one this week, an iconic brand here in Houston, John Moore Services. We've got Claire and Hannah Valentine, and we've got Dawn Valentine in studio too. But we're going to let the daughters talk a little bit, and then Dawn, we'll get to you here in a little bit because I want you to overshadow these young ladies. But Claire, Hannah, thank you so much for coming in studio. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, we're excited to have you here.
We're glad to be here too.
Very flattering introduction.
Well, and they do sound very similar, and they look very similar too.
We are twins,
okay,
which
good.
you failed to mention.
Let's just get that out of the way. All right, good. In case anyone listening can't separate it. So we'll make sure and try to do some name differentiations here. So I guess for those who maybe have been living under a rock and haven't heard of the company, who wants to give us a little bit of background on it?
We're both pointing at each other.
All right. That means, Claire, you're up.
All right. So John Moore Services, obviously a home services company in Houston. So plumbing, air conditioning, heating, electrical, pest control, almost anything for your home. Since 1964. So 1965, and yes, so my dad came on board 20 years ago as consultant, and one of his first contributions to the brand was the jingle. So I'm sure everyone's familiar with the Call John, Get More jingle.
Yeah, we just had to sing that during the break. We're going around the room.
Weren't you girls going to sing it right now?
Oh gosh. Okay, Hannah, take it away.
Okay, can you be my harmony though, Claire? At least
she got all
maybe?
the vocal genes. I do not have.
You were setting me up to fail.
Okay, go.
Okay, call John. Get more. 730-2525.
Nice.
That was great.
Thanks, Claire.
Beautiful.
So we've got Claire and Hannah Valentine with John Moore Services in studio. So how do you guys break up? Because this is a family business now. I guess, how long have y'all been in the business with Dad?
Well, I mean, growing up.
Well, basically, right. Growing up, you're always
our
in
entire
it.
lives. But formally, officially in the business, I started there 5 weeks ago, actually.
All right.
But was actually working at the advertising agency who was handling John Moore's media and creative since last April, May. So
Okay.
I've been officially involved since April, but Hannah.
Yeah, actually celebrated my 1-year anniversary last Thursday.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool,
so-
man. So both of you guys being there, there's going to be like this power play, right? You guys are fighting all the time, and you're in each other's way and working over each other.
Exactly. It's just
If
terrible.
we argue,
horrible.
right?
Yeah.
If we do argue, it's just because we're very passionate
Yeah.
about what we do.
Yeah.
That's a euphemism. That's a good way to
So how do you guys
Right.
break that up? You guys aren't both in the same departments, though,
No.
right? So what does that look like on a day-to-day basis working with family members? You kind of have this Chinese wall between you, or?
I mean, we definitely work together because we
We have
all
to.
have like the same goals and vision for the company, but our different careers definitely help us kind of have different focuses
Okay.
in the office. So
Okay.
I come from an advertising marketing background. That was my degree at A&M, and then I worked at advertising agencies for the past 5 years. And then Hannah,
Right, so she makes the phone ring.
I try
basically.
to.
Nice. Okay.
I
So-
try to make the phone ring.
Claire's aware is what we say at the office. Claire's aware. And then, like Claire alluded to, my degree is in engineering. So I was in oil and gas for 5 years, which really prepared me on the operations side. So I'm managing rig activity and
All
field
the
operations.
super
Real
exciting
easy
stuff.
stuff. Yeah. Right.
Just a little one, just a pulling unit. So
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a drilling rig. But so what I do now is obviously on the operations side. So once that appointment is booked, I basically help orchestrate everything from that point forward.
All the small steps.
Yeah, all the
Wow.
small stuff.
And I can only imagine. I mean, you guys are a sizable company, and I can just imagine with the number of technicians and calls, and I guess they're not deliveries. I guess they would be service calls that you guys go on.
Dispatch, yes.
I mean, what
service
does that look like? How do you guys manage that? Is it all done with a folder? Are you guys pretty technology driven?
Pen and paper, all of it.
Pen and paper.
Yeah,
One
right.
big notepad.
That's a really big
It's a
one.
big notepad.
No, we actually have a pretty sophisticated software program
Yeah.
that it's just a main database, but there's other what I call sister softwares that work, hand in hand with the overall main database, and it basically allows you to book work orders, track customer information, dispatch technicians, locate technicians. So there's a lot of moving pieces, but it's all done electronically or
Yeah,
through
that's
the
awesome.
software.
I know that's been a big shift in that space, is getting some of
Yeah.
these, family-owned businesses, kind of the blue-collar field, so to speak, into the digital age and getting
Right.
them the resources and tools. So I
Right.
guess I'm sure with you guys being close to, if not in the millennial group, bringing
Right.
some of that technology is probably priority number one for you guys right now.
Yes, and we're always trying to improve and optimize, and we're actually exploring. I don't know how much I'm at liberty to say, but we're exploring other softwares just for that very purpose.
Yeah.
Is just continuously improve and become more efficient,
Yeah.
and just see what else is out there.
Yeah, and that's smart business, right?
right.
So why not always be looking for the next best thing and how to
Right.
integrate it and keep clients happier and happier every day, I'm sure is probably the big
Well, that's
goal.
the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about from a marketing standpoint? So you guys have some overarching visions? I mean, you guys, you kind of listed off a whole slew of things that you guys have under your umbrella. I mean, I've got a few companies that go into a lot of different avenues. I can only imagine having, all the different services under one roof. Are there plans or vision for bigger, or is it just fine tuning, or what's kind of the future look like for you guys?
Well, like we were talking about earlier, when we got here, we definitely want to go deeper within Houston and really focus our efforts in
Yeah.
Houston to, like Hannah was saying, constantly improve what we have here. From a marketing perspective, well, it's no surprise that we have a strong presence on broadcast and radio.
Yeah.
I think the proof is in the jingle and the recall there. But we are looking to introduce more of a marketing mix. So you'll see us online now. We have a bigger digital effort as far as targeting and retargeting to capture people when they're actually actively searching for services. But definitely going to continue our presence on broadcast just for the brand awareness and continuing that. But so I think we are looking at launching a new creative campaign in the coming months, which is super exciting.
Yeah, we're really excited about it.
Really looking to elevate the brand quality image. So
And what's the best way for people to get in touch with you guys, too?
phone.
Obviously, we all hear the phone number, right?
Right.
Can't get that out of our heads now, thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
But talking about your online presence, is it johnmoore.com or what's the...
JohnMooreServices.com.
JohnMooreServices.com,
So right now you
okay.
can request service online. So if you were to click on a digital banner, that's where it would take you. It would take you to the request service page. But you can always call as well. That's definitely the most direct approach. And we are moving towards online booking.
It's awesome. I love it.
What's interesting is in a lot of companies, you have the service side or the organization side, and then you have marketing and advertising, and one doesn't like the other side, and it's hard to work back and forth. But this is really more of a unique take that you have at your office, because anything on the service side that Hannah is working with, like you get the feedback from that then Claire can use to beef up her side with the marketing and advertising efforts and more customer related.
Right. Well, and we're allowed or able to really make changes on the fly. So having direct impact is also something very cool about, having your own company.
Yeah.
Is, based on the feedback that we do get real time, we're able to modify, some of our strategy and make decisions quickly.
It is fun, though, to work with your twin, like you were saying, in that role where operations and marketing are working directly with each other, and they are literally shared the same genes. But it's just funny, our dynamic, because, like Hannah was saying, we're very passionate about John Moore. So, I'll have Hannah yelling at me, Claire, make the phones ring. And I'll yell at Hannah, you better take care of these customers. So we definitely have this dynamic where we expect a lot from each other.
But at the end of the day, we want the same thing, right?
Yeah,
so it makes
a lot of
that
times you have to, in an office, you have to enforce people to the teamwork to be there. Not with you guys.
Right.
You don't have to have that.
Yeah, you're both vested, right?
Yes, exactly. Not only because you're both twins, and you're also working for your dad.
Right.
So
Yeah.
That's a good question. So did you guys ever think, growing up, that you would come back to work for the family business, or?
I think, I definitely did. Just because I kind of followed the same path as my dad. He also studied at A&M marketing, and I always knew, in high school that I was going to go in advertising and ultimately maybe work at John Moore one day. Hannah
She actually interned there.
I did intern there.
Okay.
And I just wanted to do my own thing first. That's why I did advertising agency for 5 years. Wanted to kind of forge my own path and then bring my outside learnings in. But Hannah was the surprise.
Yeah.
Because she was
I
engineering.
surprised myself,
Never thought.
actually.
Yeah.
She beat me back.
You went on the petroleum engineer side,
Yes.
right? Okay. So,
Yeah.
unless you thought you were going to come back and do like a chemical division on John Moore.
Yeah, so I'd always entertained the idea, but no offense. I always kind of just saw it as, okay, well, the opportunity is there if I want it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, as I kind of developed in the oil and gas industry, I think I started to see that I did ultimately want to be involved in the family business and go the entrepreneurial route.
Yeah.
And grow something of my own. And who better to do that with than family?
Absolutely.
So
She just wasn't being fulfilled in corporate America like you
I
would
wasn't.
at a family-owned company.
Yeah. And I would imagine now you can bring some of that back to
Absolutely.
a family business, like making sure, like, as you grow, and obviously, that comes with some layer of bureaucracy as you just get over 20 employees, right? It's systems, rules, and procedures.
Right.
And help how to instill that kind of family personal touch as well.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I did really enjoy what I did. But again, there were a lot of hurdles just working with a company of that size. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier about being able to make decisions real time.
Yeah.
Is it's something I was totally not used to at all. So which has been really fun. It definitely used my experience in oil and gas for those 5 years, even though it's unrelated to completely different industries.
Yeah.
It's very much the same when it comes to just processes and kind of stuff.
Operations, streamlining
Yes.
things, look at workflow, how things are
Exactly.
done. Yeah,
Workflows are Hannah's favorite.
Are they? Well, I've developed a real passion for workflows too. I've got a whole workflow analysis process that that we go through with clients.
Do you have any siblings? Any other siblings?
We do. There's 4 of us total.
Okay.
We have a younger sister. She is a teacher in Spring Branch here in Houston.
All right.
She is 24.
Yeah.
And then we have a little brother, Jack, who's 22 almost, and he enlisted in the Air Force.
Okay.
I'm just wondering how it's
So
going to
maybe
go.
the teacher can come do like technician training, and then Jack, what, you can do crop dusting or something? John Moore crop dusting, he can fly the plane.
Yeah, gosh, you never know.
What I'm thinking is that the teacher and your brother are probably going to be the two stepping in between you guys at whenever it comes to Thanksgiving, and all you want to talk about is business.
Oh, we already experienced that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So
I can imagine.
when the 4 of us two, and then my parents, so my mom included, I think that she gets a little frustrated sometimes because we definitely bring work home with us. But it's hard not to.
We don't stop talking about it.
We don't.
Yeah. Well, it should be life, and that's how you know you're going to be successful.
It
And
is
I
life.
commend you guys for going out and getting kind of real world and other world experience too. So many times I see, family members bring in the next generation, right out of school, and to see you guys go through your internship and then go to agencies and go work at oil and gas firms and kind of get other organization experience. I'm sure you're going to have a much deeper sense of appreciation for where you're at too.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome.
A lot of learning to do though.
Oh, a ton.
Always.
We got to take a break. You're going to hang around for another segment, I know. So
We've got Don Valentine coming in next. We'll see if his opinion about all this is completely different. He's been smiling over there. He's giving a thumbs up. Okay.
All right, we'll be right back on The Hook. You can always find us online. TheHookRadio.com is where we're located. All the past episodes, as we always say. And if you ever have any question for us, we'd love to hear back from you. Feedback, always a good thing. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of feedback from this episode.
Yeah, we've got a very iconic brand from right here in Houston, John Moore Services. We've had Claire Valentine on earlier. She's kind of moved aside here so that her dad, Don Valentine, can take one of the mics, and we've still got Hannah here. So if you have any operational issues, we can bring.
We can take calls.
There you go. Well, Don, welcome. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
taking time out of your schedule to come here. I can only imagine how busy you are with all you guys have got going on.
Yeah, we have fun.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad you look at it that way. Most people kind of dread it. They're like, this is going to be good exposure, but I do not want to be here right now. But you got a smile on your face. So.
I just enjoy watching my daughters.
Yeah, it's got to be cool.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
there
a
yet. Mine
dad's
aren't that
dream
old,
come
but-
true.
Yeah, how many times do you break up fights at the office?
Not once.
Not once?
It's
Yeah,
only
it's
been 5
so far,
months, though.
so far.
It's only
We
been
wait until he leaves.
There you go. That's how you do it. Don't let Dad see this.
We're smart about
Keep
it.
Just like when they're kids and young, keep them busy.
Keep him busy. That's right. Well, let's talk a little bit about keeping busy. So, Claire listed off a slew of things that you guys do all around and for home services. How has that vision kind of come to life? I mean, did it start off with the expectation of doing all of those things, or did you see some opportunity to move into those markets? How was that progression?
It's kind of natural for me. I spent I haven't even counted them, 25, 30 years in corporate America, working on name brands. I guess the most fun was at Southwest Airlines.
Yeah.
I joined in 84. I'd been at Dr. Pepper back in the late 70s, early 80s, helped roll them national, went to Southwest
Wow.
in the mid 80s, and just what a ride there, rolling them out.
Yeah,
So,
we've got a marketing veteran here.
yeah, no, it's just kind of hardwired into me, I guess, to grow, to try to get better.
Yeah.
And we started out as plumbing, but very quickly added air conditioning, and I think that was 1997, and then pest control in 98, electrical in 2005, and attic insulation, radiant barrier remodeling in 2010, and water restoration shortly thereafter. And anyways, this continues to grow.
Well, that's one of the things I'm curious about, because I know, I've started several companies too, and I've kind of found that either you're being called into that space or you're seeing a deficiency in competition.
Well,
which one was it for you?
Two things. Generally, we just ask every customer, how'd you hear about John Moore? And I would keep just a log of what people are asking for. But we got into air conditioning because people were using us for plumbing. Ask us if we did air conditioning.
Yep.
We got into electrical because they saw us doing well and are treating them well in plumbing and AC, and asked us to do electrical. I always think that we're not in the trades. We're really in the trust business.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So I've got to trust my employees. Employees have to trust me. The customers have to trust all of us. And so if you do that right, then you grow.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and there's no better compliment, right? When somebody sees you doing a good job, I'm like, man, if I could have that kind of service over here in this kind of work, that would be exceptional.
That's
so,
the dream.
And I guess to back it up a little bit too. So you're not the founder, but
No.
you took over the company. What?
Well,
90?
I joined. I was
gonna
in
get the date wrong
corporate
here, but-
America for a zillion years. And
1
then-
zillion. Okay, got that.
Okay,
1
and
zillion.
then I joined, started helping John and Keith in '97. Joined officially, bought half the company, helped the son buy out the dad. I bought out the sisters.
Okay.
In May of 1998, And then the son retired in 2004. I bought him out. So what is that, 12 years?
Yeah.
And we were able to kind of at that time marry the marketing and the operations into one.
Yep. Okay.
So it's been a great ride.
Yeah.
And with God's blessed us, and with His continued blessing, we'll continue to grow.
Love to hear that. So I know a lot of people look into, because we've got a big audience in the M&A world that listen to the show, and so I know a lot of folks would think about or see a home service company and going, "Wow, I know there's so many headaches. There's a lot of different." Moving parts, expectations, services, things that you can do, pricing, competition. What was it about this business that kind of drew you towards it and decided that you wanted to take that initial 50%?
Well, I was asked by a mutual friend when John retired in 97, the son kind of took over. It struggled a little bit. And so I was asked by a mutual friend to have lunch with the son. And I agreed to and gave him the idea of the jingle, helped him do
All
that.
right. Okay. So you are the jingle man.
Yeah, there you go. And but another month went by, another idea, and then he said, why don't you help me buy out my dad? You buy out the sisters, and we'll really grow this thing. And thought about it, and I thought, it's a very fragmented industry.
Yeah.
There had been two big giant roll-ups, American Residential Services in 1997 and Group Maintenance in 1997, so kind of a financial play nationwide. But I thought there was an opportunity to build a brand around the customer. And I went home, told my wife, you know what, I had this opportunity, I think I'm going to do it. And her reaction was, "What?"
I was going to say, coming from Dr. Pepper and Southwest Airlines.
Right, you're not a plumber. What do you know about running a plumbing business?
Into a plumbing business, babe.
Well, I just saw it as I was being trained.
Yeah.
I started out in the branding business, managing Tang Instant Breakfast Drink, Rise Shave Cream, Carr's Little Liverpool, Seven Seasons Salad Dressing, all these brands, and it was good experience. And then I moved in the airline business for 12 years, Southwest Airlines, Continental. It was good service experience, and I just thought there was an opportunity. And I chose John Moore chose me. But I'm glad John Moore did, because John Moore, I like it because there's a name on the door, and it's a people business. I think that's being lost in the industry today. I like to think we're kind of in that middle ground where we're big enough to have the latest tools, technology, training. In fact, we're the only company in town and probably service company in the nation that's certified as a school. But we're big enough to know how to do things right, yet small enough to care to do it right.
Yeah.
So and now with them in the business, my girls in the business, it just really brings home the service side.
Yeah.
The customer. And Jason, I'm a little older than you. I'm kind of an old dude right now. I can tell you at this age, it is more than business.
Yeah, sure.
It is, we are in a business where we get to ride in wearing a white hat when people are experiencing a problem and make them happy.
Yeah.
And, that's what turns me on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be a good feeling. I've had all types of things wrong at our house, but it's always the company that we call when they do show up, and I get to sleep with my AC that night.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you
that's
really like
cool.
that company.
Literally cool.
Yeah, literally, it's extremely cool. So I'm curious. So from a marketing branding perspective, and you probably had the same line of thought that I've had for the past 15, 16 years, but did you feel that there was a really big branding or marketing play in this space here for Houston? Because I've seen it missing, and still in a lot of ways missing.
Yeah, and the industry's gone through tremendous change in the last 20 years. It's gone from when I joined from truly mom and pops, 1, 2, 3 truck, maybe an 8-truck operation, to now where you have big national players.
Right.
Lots of private equity, a lot of institutional investment owned or big multinational companies. So it's really consolidated, but yet I'm not sure they had the same view that we do. This is a service business. It's people first, customers and your technicians. And I had my boss at Southwest Airlines, Herb Kelleher, said to me, he was the only CEO, by the way, who was not from a financial background. And he was a lawyer and a drama major in college.
Nice.
And, yes, but he knew people. And he said, in the service business, if you treat your employees right, it cannot help but ultimately translate to better customer service.
Yeah.
And that's the business we're in.
And I just don't know that they can do that on a national level. I mean, and maybe it can, and maybe with some of the new technologies, Hannah, that you were talking about, maybe that can happen. But it just seems like the Verizons, the AT&Ts, and they're not even in your house, and they're a pain to deal with. Like I just, I just believe that you guys are on the right path with continuing to push for that personalized touch, not just in the service, but in the communication with the client.
Right. Well, it starts with your people, how you treat your people, and that whole family atmosphere, and the school, and the training, and the emphasis on quality, emphasis on them. And just doing the right thing.
Yeah. We're talking with Don and Hannah Valentine from John Moore Services. So Don, what's next for John Moore Service? You guys have been around. Like I said, I consider you guys from a branding standpoint, you're really a Houston icon. The brand has done a phenomenal job in the marketing world and setting a brand standard. What do you guys see is next for the company? Where are you going?
Well, the best stay the best, but always trying to get better. And so it's just getting better at what we do. Have no plans to ever grow outside of Houston or the greater 8-county area, and just want to get better at that. Have no desire, we're approached all the time to sell or to, get other investors.
I'm
no
sure.
interest.
Yeah.
No interest. This is a family business. Wanted to stay a family business. Wanted to stay right here in Houston. You may see us adding another service or two, but staying residential.
Yeah. You found your spot and you're going to stick to it. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything that you want to add to that?
Well, and Claire's whispering in my ear right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? But she brings up a good point. Our vision is really to be the household name, right? The benchmark that everybody compares home service to. Yeah. And that's going to be really achieved through just providing the best service. It has to be unequaled. Mm-hmm. So,
I love that. Yeah, the household name, or really like the household standard, right?
Right, mm-hmm. The household standard.
Like that's what people come to expect. It's
Claire actually made a comment a couple weeks ago that she wants to ultimately be like a verb. Like just Google it, or what was Uber? Yeah, we want John Moore to be, really branded as that type. So
no, there's definitely that opportunity. Mm-hmm. I think you guys are hitting it well. You're hitting it right from a marketing perspective. I'm just thrilled to have you guys in studio. Like I said, I see you guys as an iconic brand in this town. Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot of those that have stood the test of time and continue to do it again
51
and again.
years.
That's a while, man.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable accomplishment. And to see that the family's now running it, you've got your girls with you.
Yeah, here's to 50 more.
That's right. I know it's inspiring for me. So.
Hey, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it. It seems like it's going to be 15 minutes is a long time, or 30 minutes is a long time, and it goes like that. So you guys have to come back and visit a little bit later on. You good with that? Okay, twist your arm.
They're getting the hang of it now. They're ready to stay. Yeah, we could probably do a whole show just on Southwest stories, I would imagine.
Oh, gosh. Herb stories for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But thanks for coming in studio. We'll be right back here next week on The Hook.